हम यहाँ पे easily deployable Wi-Fi module kit. ठीक है, मतलब वाईफाई MCU, ठीक है, माइक्रो कंट्रोलर यूनिट मॉड्यूल किट को डिप्लॉय करने का एक पैकेज बना रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो नॉर्मल किट में क्या क्या ज़रूरत होती है आपको? एक पावर सप्लाई, दो टाइप की पावर सप्लाई की. एक तो आपका AC हो गया जो मेन अप्लायंस को या सो we need two kind of power. First is power. This will supply power to the relay and the MCU, which in this case we are using let me write this in pen because it's much more clearer. ESP8266 node MUC. Oh, sorry, MCU. Okay, so we are using this model, and for power I have hacked a pre-existing power adapter which can output around 5 volts DC, and I think it's around 1 amp of power. Should be enough, should work fine. Okay, it's 0.8 5 amps. Yeah, so this is the ESP module. I have already tried this before, and it works perfectly fine, but because it's quite bulky, it's not sight for the eyes, you could say. It's not pleasant to look at, so I have hacked it a bit, you could say. Now and here we have a 5-volt relay. 5-volt relay. Okay, so the 5-volt power will go to the relay, okay, and to the ESP module, and the AC power will be also sent to the relay, and the relay will then pass on this power to the device. Okay, let's say it's a light bulb, and the power will go back. We won't okay, let's add a ground here. Okay, so this is the basic diagram, and what this adapter will do is that it will provide the 5-volt power by tapping into the AC power. Okay, so we will have this running in parallel to the AC power supply, and it will provide the power to the node MCU and the relay. Okay, so we will have something like this which will fit. I think it is quite small, and because we have insulated this with tape, it will not cause much issue. We will hot wire some temporary wires out of this, and we will first check if the power getting out of this is 5 volts or not. Be caution, do this at your own risk, because you can hurt yourself or damage the components used, and I won't be responsible for any of that. Do it at your own discretion. Now so we have the basic diagram at mind. Now we just need to figure out how exactly we are going to wire the things up. Now okay, let me get a new page. Oh, I have only a single page. Let's do this, will be enough. Okay, so we have a AC power supply. Okay, AC power supply. What we are planning to do is that we are going to tap it by adding an adapter, and the adapter will have some and there will be a parallel power supply which will be going to the relay. Okay, so after getting a connection to the adapter, we will get, let's add, okay, one wire will do, one set of wire for live and neutral. This will go to the node MCU here, to the V in and ground pins. Okay, V in and the ground pin. And from here only we can send the live and the neutral wires to the relay. As it requires 5 volts, it will not put a strain on the node MCU, and because it requires a lot of power because of this 5 amp module, it will be uh, it won't cause any issues. And because I could also add a battery to the system, something like this battery, which I also have created. I'll make a video on this, it's quite interesting. So we only need to operate this device when the light is getting power, so we won't waste any energy. So we'll send the power to the relay, and with that we will also send a signal to the relay which will allow it to turn on or off based on our signal. Now the AC power will go to the relay, and then it will go to the device which we need to control remotely, right? This is the basic plan. Now let us jump right into fixing the wires to this. In this Amazon power adapter, I can directly hotwire my cables to this in this point, which is a 5 volt output. I think you can not see it here, but let me show you the diagram, which we a USB port diagram. So these 2 pins are for power, and these 2 pins are for data transfer. Okay, so whenever you plug in your device, these 2 pins will provide power, and even without these 2 pins you can charge your device successfully with any cable if these 2 pins are present. But you cannot transfer any data without these 2 pins in the USB setting. Okay, so we only care about these 2 pins, we don't need to worry about these 2. In this case we need to also worry about polarity. Let me check what the polarity is exactly for a USB in the USB standard. Okay, so we can see it here in the in our USB. There are 4 pins: negative, positive, D plus, D minus. So D plus, D minus are for data. Ground and positive are the power bus. Okay, so in this case, I think this will be the positive end and this will be the negative end. We'll experiment with that later. I hope it was visible. So yeah, this is the positive, this is the positive end, this is the negative end. We need to wire add some wires to these points, and then I'll solder those wires to the VIN and the ground port, and also the wires will also connect to the relay itself. I think from here it is quite convenient. Yeah, so these 2 pins will go to these 2 pins exactly. Yeah, so in a relay there are 3 pins. Okay, V in, ground, and signal in. Okay, VCC, ground, and in. So when you provide ground to the in port, it will turn the relay on, or turn the NC, normally closed connection, NO, and vice versa, normally open to normally closed. VCC ground requires 5 volts power in this relay, and in other relays it may vary or differ. So let us get out the soldering bench and start soldering. So I need to add wires to this and this. Yeah, let me get out the wires too. In this case, we would only need these two wires, right? So I have some spare wires too, which I already have, cut to size. I don't think I have any black wire, which I already trimmed off, or do I? I don't. Okay, no worries. We can get it out of this. माफ करिएगा, मैं हिंदी में बात नहीं कर रहा. अब I have committed to speak English in this video, so we'll go with it. Maybe I'll add some translation, but don't count on it. Yeah, so let us trim off some black wire. We won't need much because we need to make it as compact as possible. So we'll just trim off this. It should be enough. Now the red and the black. Let me also, oh wow, third time's the charm, I guess. I could also, use a permanent solution for this, like, screwing in some screws or something of that sort. But we are going to, use this light for the target of this experiment, right? So it won't be of any point. Okay. Yeah, it should be okay for a while, I hope. Yeah, where were we? Okay, let me trim this off. It's quite big, too big. Let me trim off this black wire too. This cutter is quite useful. It was cheap and it can cut quite easily into almost any wire. I have used this for my home electrical appliance wiring, and it was really enjoyable to use it. Or yeah, I think that's the right term. So we need to be really careful while soldering this. So I'll use my helping hand, which I've also modified to work with a battery, and just wire it up. Yeah, this should work, and I hope everything is going on well up there too. Okay, so it's not that visible. Yeah, it should be visible now. It's not visible to me, but I'll make do. Let me get off my soldering wire too. The soldering station should be working now too. Let me add some solder so it is easier for me to add the wire. Yeah, I know it seems a bit excess, but yeah, lighting trouble. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, guys, so we have successfully wired this up, and here it is. So because for every device it will be different, I have skipped the wiring phase, but it should work perfectly fine for you too. Let's now try to connect it to the power supply, and let's hope it does not explode on our faces, because we don't want things to be exploding in our faces, right? Okay, so it's powered now, and let's hope it's working too. I'm going to connect these probes now. Yeah, as you can see, it's 5.5 volts. So let's continue. Now, because it's wired now, like it's working, and we have verified the poles. So the next step is wiring everything up. I have already completed it, so we won't have to waste any more time. Okay, so before we continue, a few things you need to keep in mind while wiring everything up. You can connect the positive and negative terminal to the ground and VCC pin, but you need to keep one thing in mind. The relay operates on the fact that the power supplied to it and the signal current voltage, the voltage supplied to it and the signal voltage both are same. And so if you have imbalance in this, it won't work correctly. So you need to make sure that the voltage you get from the signal pins, the digital pins or the analog pins in your microcontroller, have the same amount of current compared to the VCC. So in my case, that was not true. So what I had to do is that I made the 3 volt. So in my case, the pins have 3 volt output. So I took power from the 3 volt pin in the node MCU, and the signal pin was pin 13, I guess, or pin 4. So pin 4 and pin 3.3 volts give out the same voltage. So I connected them both together, and the ground is connected to the common ground with the adapter. Rest is same. So everything else works fine. Just to make it compact, I sorted in such a way that the wires the wires connected with the relay, but also it secures it together so they don't fall apart while moving or anything else like that, right? So I can also draw a circuit for this, but I don't think it's necessary. It's pretty straightforward. If you want any help, I can give it to you in the comment section. Now regarding the installation of this, so there are multiple ways you can install it. The fact is that the ground pins comes here, and these two are connected to the live wire. So it's not necessary that you need to use a ground pin. What you can do is that instead of using both of the wires, you can split the live wire or the ground wire. I recommend the ground wire from between, and then connect it to this. Now here we have two types of pins. One is open and one is closed. So when there is no power to the circuit, if you connect it to the closed circuit, so it will work as a, if there is power, so if it is switched off, the device will still function normally, and if it is powered on, the device will not get any power. That is what will happen if you connect it to the closed circuit. If you connect it to the open circuit, the inverse will happen. So it depends on your application. So in this case, we are connecting it to a light. So if this is not working correctly, we need the light to work as normal. So if I turn on the switch or turn off the switch, the light should do the same. But if you connect it to the open pin, if this circuit breaks down, the whole system will shut down. So if it is a mission critical element of your project, I recommend you connect it to the open circuit. So if anything is not working correctly, it will just turn off. But if you are connecting it to not a mission critical thing, and something which if the circuit stops working correctly, it doesn't really matter. You can just turn it on and off. You should connect it to the closed circuit. Now, I have tested this too, and I have used it for a long time. This part of the video is being recorded, after 6 or 7 months compared to the previous part. So there may be some noticeable differences. You can. The beauty of using this adapter is that you can also connect it to a wall, and then it will function as a smart plug. But you can also attach wires to these prongs and then install it inside the wall, so it becomes a hidden feature of the mechanism. I can also discuss the cost of this, because nowadays you can also buy commercially available circuits like this to convert your ordinary appliances to smart appliances. That can be a useful option for you. So for me, the adapter was quite old, so I don't really know its price. You may have some lying around, but I think in market you can get these easily from 100 to 150. You can also 150. You can also get it for cheaper. Or maybe more expensive, depends on your location. The relay was around 50 rupees. There are two types of relays. So one is you could say the original one, which is Chinese manufactured, but the quality is superior compared to this. It has a lot more components. This is an Indian version. This is a knockoff, you could say. It was quite cheaper compared to the professionally built one. I didn't need one, so I got this because I was experimenting at the end of the day. The Node MCU, this is Node MCU with ESP, so Wi-Fi capable microcontroller essentially. It was around 350 or 400. I don't know. I think I got it before Corona was too widespread, so it was quite cheap back then because China was exporting stuff, but now I think it has gone up in prices. I've heard so, at least. So at the end of this, it's 300 or 450, and let's say 150 for this. So 200, and let's go, let's assume the highest cost. It's around 600 rupees. Right, so 50 for the adapter, 50 for the relay, and 400 for the node. So it's around 600. I know you can get cheaper smart plugs for this, for this or less than this. No, I'm not sure. You can look it up, but the system we built cost around 600, and if you add the labor cost or the time invested in this, it will take at most around 1 day. If you're not, if you are not good at soldering, or it may take some time to getting used to this stuff. If you are already used to it, there's no need to watch this video. You know far more than me. So this is the overall experience with this. It worked very beautifully. Okay, there were no complaints from my side for this. In the programming side of this, while programming this, you can watch another video, because I don't think I'll be making any more soon regarding this subject. But because you're making this yourself, you can program it to do many useful things. What I did was I added a timer feature. So let's say if I'm in the room for 5 minutes or so, I can just turn on the timer for 5 minutes and then forget about the light. It will turn off automatically. There were other features too, but that was the most useful in the day-to-day life. And how I installed it was directly into the wall by having a configuration something like this. So it was quite useful and it served me well. Also recently it broke down. I don't know why. It worked perfectly fine for 6+ months, but it's not working now. I need to troubleshoot it. Apparently I cannot upload new code to it. It can work on the old code, but I changed my adapter settings, and so I need to configure this too again, but I cannot upload new code, so I don't know what's happening with it. That's it from my side. Signing off, Yash.